Hello everyone, what's up? My name is Mackie and welcome to Mackie Really Reads. I know it's been a while. Not that I have to explain, but I can explain. Like, there's been moving, there's been grieving, and another grieving, and yeah, I'm here. I'm okay. How is everyone? I hope everybody is okay. I hope everybody is happy and safe and everybody has been reading great books. And if you have or currently reading a great book, drop it down in the comments and don't forget to subscribe. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers, guys. We can do this. I know y'all around. I see you. I see you. So yeah, this video is me gushing, is me just talking about love and how much I love love, and how some of these books, or if not all of these books, have given me the sort of peace, and they just made me feel comforted, and they were everything. And I greatly enjoyed these books, and I hope you will pick one if not all of these books up. So yeah, the first book that I want to talk about is Gravity by Nicole. So if you don't know what this book is about, or I think a lot of people have never really heard about this book, and I need y'all to read this book. I really need y'all to read this book. It is just the most beautiful book. It is healing, sort of. Well, healing to me. This book is about Cass and Seven. So this book starts off with the hero and the heroine actually having been in a friends with benefits situation for a very long time, and I'm talking about years. Like, I think 5 years they've been in this situation. They have been friends with benefits. Nothing has come out of it. There's never been any type of relationship, and there are a lot of reasons for that. And one of them is Seven's life is sad and beautiful and just almost like, wow, I wish I had a sister like Seven. Well, I did. Seven is very much like my sister. And yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why I really like this book. And Seven is very responsible. She's very kind. She's very down to earth. She does not want to be in a relationship with anyone because she feels like it will be taking away from the roles and the responsibilities that she has to take on. And I'm kind of being vague here because I just want you to find out how I found out. This book has a lot of mental representation, disability, and just grief and loss and sadness, and most importantly love. And Kaz, the hero, is a single dad, so if you like single dad romances, this one is great. This is also a black romance. Like, both of the characters are black, so just putting it out there. If you haven't read a book with two black characters, this one might be for you. This book is incredibly important to me, and I find it to be healing and just wow. All need someone like Seven in our lives, and I hope you'll read this book so you'll understand what I'm talking about. But this book really made me believe in love. It made me get closure in some type of way and get some healing, and it was the book that I needed at just the right time. And this book is perfection. The hero and the heroine, they love each other so much. They are always there for each other, and it's weird because they've always had this kind of friends with benefits situation, but they've always been there for each other in times of great need, of great suffering, and just like a great loss. And they've never been possessive or obsessive with each other, but there is a love there, and it's deep. And please read this book if you like to Restore Me, even though it's not like that, but the writing is the same. It will make you cry. It really will make you cry. I cried while I was putting my face mask on, and I just kept crying, and all my face masks came out, and it was tragic, but it was beautiful. And this book will forever forever be in my heart. And thank you so much, Ashley Nicole, for writing this book. And yeah, the next book that I want to talk about is Tide by Carian. This book is one of my favorite Carian books, actually. I think it's number one or is it number two? I'm not sure. I don't like deciding on stuff. I'm very indecisive. So yeah, definitely top two. I don't know if it's number one or if it's number two, but it is so beautiful. I don't think you have to read the first book, Torn, to read this one. I think you can just read it as a standalone and you won't be lost at all. So this book is about Holly and Tyler. So Holly was kidnapped when she was 5 years old and she gets rescued by the hero Tyler. Now she doesn't know who he is. She doesn't see him because she gets rescued at night, and she can't really speak to him and tell him what her name is, and I don't think she quite remembers her name as well. So yeah, she considers him to be her Prince Charming. He saved her, and there's a couple of years that pass by. I think it's 2 years where she's in this facility and she's getting treatment and she's getting healing and she's getting therapy, as one would need after being kidnapped for so long. And she meets Tyler, who is her Prince Charming, and I just love these characters. I think they're very much mirrors of each other. They are each other's soulmates, there's no doubt about it. They're very much each other's mirrors, because even though they may not be going through the exact same thing, how they kind of react to the emotions that they're feeling is very much similar to each other. And I wouldn't call it like a Beauty and the Beast, but from the outside it's like a Beauty and the Beast. And I think from an outsider looking at their relationship, you'd be like, how are they together? It makes no sense. She's just like this beautiful girl and he's this scarred, like very mean, standoffish, and she's the complete opposite. But they are very similar, and it's like yin and yang, I would say. And they are each other's soulmates. The epilogue was beautiful, and it's not like it was like unique or different, but it was just something where I was like, I've never really read an epilogue like this, and it made me want to read more. Just like soulmate energy, soulmate vibes, and greatly enjoyed this book, and I hope you'll check it out. And the next book that I want to talk about is Gravity by Gray Huffington. This author has me in a chokehold, and she has just, I love her. Like, I don't know who she is. Like, I've never met her in real life, but I love her so much. I wish her nothing but the best. I want her to be happy because she's made me so happy. She's given me a type of peace, and I just look forward to reading her books because they're very relaxing. They don't really have a lot of drama, but they're not boring. You understand? Like, they're not boring, but there isn't like this great heist that happens that keeps you at the edge of your seat. It's a very like calm and soothing, and I don't think it's for everyone, but if there is someone that kind of likes what I'm talking about right now, I hope you read this book. So this book is about Ever and Luca. So Ever is a single mom and she's running away from this abusive relationship. She's going to a small town to her best friend, who is Lyric. So Lyric actually has a brother named Luca, and Luca has been, or is getting out of jail. When the book starts, he had been incarcerated for I think 8 years. There's a reason, there's a very good reason why he was incarcerated, and yeah, there's a good reason. If there was ever an I can explain moment, it's this moment. And I just love how when they see each other, they just know. They know, like, okay, this is it for me, even though this is not the greatest time to be in a relationship after having left someone or after having been incarcerated for so long. But this is it. This is my person. And you never quite feel like they're not going to be together in this book. That's why I find it so calming and peaceful. It's not a lot of angst. It's just, you know, they're going to be together. Like, there's no doubts about it. There's never a moment where you're like, maybe maybe they just won't make it. They do. It's just has one of my favorite tropes, which is love at first sight. One of the things that I enjoyed about this writing as well, or about this author's writing actually, is how she would express how everyone feels when Eva is around them, or when Eva is in their presence. She talks about how Eva's presence has a sort of light, and it's kind of like magnetic, but in an angel-like way. Like everyone kind of feels at peace, and she's just like this light at the end of the tunnel, and she expresses that every time Eva is around someone else, or if she's introducing a new character. She greatly expresses how Eva is kind of this calming presence, this person that just brings light, and even her voice is just really calm, and she looks like an angel. Her presence just feels so angelic like. And then you have Luca, who's just this strong hero. He is kind of like a warrior. He's very protective, and not in your face type of protective, but just like he's there. You can feel his presence, and they are opposites of each other, but they have such big hearts, and they're just so in love with each other. I love how he just made Eva feel like whatever I have is yours, and whatever you have is mine, and your kids are mine, and this is us, and this is forever. And I love this book. I really wish more people would read it, but like I said, it's not for everyone. But it's filled with luxury and success and kindness, which I really enjoy. I really enjoy seeing two people who are in love with each other being kind to each other. Even though I do like angst and, forbidden type of romances and enemies to lovers, but I really enjoy seeing two characters being kind and forthcoming and very thoughtful towards each other. And I really enjoyed this book. I loved it. It made me believe in love, and just that love doesn't have to be this big dramatic thing for it to feel real and big and great. And it can just be like this calming thing where you know for sure this is your person, and you know you guys are happy. So yeah, if you like what I'm talking about, please do read this book. I read the entire series. So, and the next book I want to talk about is Rail by Kennedy Ryan. Y'all know I love Kennedy Ryan. Who doesn't love Kennedy Ryan? I don't like you if you don't like Kennedy Ryan. I'm just gonna put it out there. I don't like you. I don't want to know who you are. And I am not joking. I'm joking, maybe just a little bit, I don't know. But this book is about director, his name is Carian, and this actress named Neva. This book is just inspiring, and it just makes you see the other side of love. I wouldn't say the darker side, but in vows where you say in sickness and health, and you kind of see that side. I loved it. The caretaking situation in this book was so beautiful, and I think was very realistic. It wasn't filled with drama. It wasn't exaggerated. I feel like Kennedy Ryan put a lot of detail and thought and a lot of research. Even though I don't know too much about the disease that Neva has, but from what I know, from my knowledge, Wikipedia and some other stuff, it didn't feel fake. It didn't feel made up. It felt like, okay, this is a very real thing. It's hard and it's painful to see, but I just loved how Carian was such a strong hero, and he was devoted and very dedicated to not only her, but to her health and her getting better. I think it's something that not really spoken about, but it's there and it's real out there, to want to see your partner be in perfect health and doing whatever it takes to make sure that they get there, even though they sometimes don't want to get there because it's painful and it's hard and you're tired and you're just not in the mood for it. But it's great to have this kind of support system that is always there and you can count on, you can lean on. And I love this book. It was just perfect in every single way. The love was great. There's just nothing I can say that is bad about this book. It was just so beautiful, and I believe in their love, and I hope there is a Canon and Neva out there and they are thriving. Really made me believe in love. Next book that I want to talk about is a mafia romance. I don't know what you're thinking, how can a mafia romance make you believe in love? But this book right here, the Anti-Heroes in Love Duet by Giana Darling, is just absolute perfection. Elena Lombardi is one of my favorite heroines because see myself in her in a lot of ways, like come off as a bit of like intimidating, off-putting, kind of like hard. I very much understand how Elena is, and I loved seeing, I wouldn't say it's her redemption. I don't think this is her redemption story. I think the author wrote this book in a way where she didn't have to change who she was. And even though there are some like hard things about her, some really tough and somewhat cold things about her, the hero was just absolutely in love with her, and he just, I wouldn't say just took her as she was, but just like admired everything that she was. And he felt like if she isn't this person, or if she didn't have this type of history, then she wouldn't be the Elena that I'm in love with at this point in time. So I love this book. This is not her redemption story. Elena has always been a badass bitch, and I'm glad that everybody knows who she is, and I'm glad that everybody's intimidated by her, and she's a superstar, and I love her. And I just loved the hero. He was a kind of a different mafia hero in that he was like this sunshine type of hero. He was very happy. He smiled at everyone. He said hello to everyone. He just had so much love and kindness. He was just like this giant teddy bear, and Elena is just like this, she's like Elsa. So it was, I love seeing their dynamic and how they just not only push each other's buttons, but they make each other better. When Elena needs to be soft, she can be soft when she's with him, and when he needs to be hard and take charge and just lead as not only a leader of the mafia, but as Elena's person, partner, whatever you may call him. I just loved how he didn't push her to be someone that she was not. He wasn't just like, oh, you know, you just like, there's a soft spot inside of you, you just like, nobody can see it. He was like, I see who you are. I love who you are. You don't need to change for me. Whether you're happy today or sad tomorrow, I know who you are, and I love everything about you. And I enjoyed this book. I loved it so much, and I believe in love, and I believe in their story. So yeah, that is all that I have for today, or for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what book made you believe in love, which book made you feel at peace and inspired you and just gave you this big warm hug that you needed. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you all next time.